that a bird?
No, it's a plane.
Nah.
Nah, man, it's Captain Kurt.
Oh, wait till you see Captain Kurt. You're gonna be like, fuck.
What's good? It's your boy, Captain Kurt. And today we're doing something a little different on the channel. We're not going to react to music, but we are going to break down and kind of highlight the Tracy Lawrence interview that he just dropped today with Upchurch. And yeah, man, that was a dope interview. They talk about music. They talk about social media. They talk about cancel culture. They talk about a lot of different things. There's some clues on what to expect for the upcoming tour. I didn't realize, I think it's 52 or 54 shows that he's got coming up. So that's unbelievable. Dope interview. I wish it was longer. It was like 55 minutes. And Tracy, if you're watching this, man, we need that part 2 because they do speak on doing a part 2 after the tour. And I'm excited for that. The first thing that I want to touch on is he speaks on how he actually made the decision that he was going to do this music. Like he was going to, I know he talks about working his construction jobs and painting and doing his odds and ends. But at what moment, what caused you to go all in on this music? And I thought the answer was pretty crazy. Like, not crazy in a bad way, but I find myself running into a problem and I need to figure out a solution. And it seems like Ryan was able to turn a problem into this, and he used music as the solution. That's dope. And I think that's why a lot of people connect to his music, because I myself run into a problem and I find myself turning to music to help me to find the solution.
Back to the beginning, when did you decide that you were going to pursue this as a musical career? How old were you?
I was about, I'd say, around like 18, 19 years old. I was pushed into a corner, really. And I seen all these people, like, you know, doing the internet thing, making money off of it and stuff. My grandfather had just died. He had lost his farm to the bank because, you know, some other stuff. And I was kind of pushed into a corner, and I was already kind of dabbling with music. I liked it. It started off with rap music, really. Yeah. And when I seen other people using the internet to do it, I was like, bro, I could do this, you know? And at the time I was working construction. I was working with Service Master, Installer, people like that. And, you know, doing commercial work, residential work, painting, stuff like that, prep work. And I was like, if these dudes can do this, I could do this too. And I got a story to tell. Like, I don't want to lie about nothing. And, you know, and I knew country rap was a thing. And where I was living at, what I was doing, I was like, there's so much more shit that you could say, like, that will resonate more with a country person than the stuff that's out now. No offense to the ones that did it, because they're the ones that paved the way. Like, you know, people like Colt Ford and stuff like that kind of opened it up. But I was like, there's so much more that could be said right now in a way rowdier way that'll resonate with somebody my age. And there's certain stuff that, you know, living this life, that when the other person hears it, they're gonna be like, all right, this motherfucker knows what he's talking about.
So they talked about how he decided he was going to do it, and then they also talked about how he actually did it. They talk about Tracy asked him if he used an app or a program, Garage Monkey or something. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but he asked him, how did you start out? Did you, like, were you writing? I think he said writing riffs. I'm not sure exactly the wording. You have to watch it to hear, but he speaks on like how he put his music together. And Ryan said a lot of it was in my brain. And once I got it in my head and I understood like the sound, then I went and found somebody that made the beats. And then I started putting it all together. And I thought that was pretty amazing, because I think a lot of people hold a lot of talents up here and they never act on them. So they never truly know they're able to do something because they never try.
Did you start off building loops? Did you get? Did you use GarageBand? What did technically? What did you do early on? Did you find a studio? Did you write a bunch of stuff and go to the studio?
Not really. Really, I just kind of thought what it would sound like in my head, and then I would just write the song, looping this thing that is created in my head. Then I started going to people who knew how to make beats and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And then I was like, okay, but we got to implement strings and stuff like that into this, because you can't have a country rap song with no country in it. You got to have the country in it. You got to hear it without the words. So that's where that started.
Yeah.
And I really thought that was important to hear, because there's a lot of these young cats coming up that they need to have some sort of foundation of where to start. And I think Ryan said, bro, it just starts up here, and then from there on, just keep moving. Don't stop. And I like that. That was a good thing. There's a lot of good points that they talk about in this interview, but for me, there was some that just stood out more than others. The other thing, one of the guys, I think it was one of the audio producers or video maybe, in Tracy's podcast, and they asked Ryan.
I feel like you have a lot of just passion.
Yes, sir, I do.
Deep down. And I think that's what's resonating with the fans that you have.
Get to the
Do you
point,
have
Scott.
do you have a, where's that coming from? Is that your upbringing, or did somebody, do you wrong or do you right, or where is it that you get all that passion from?
His answer was awesome, bro. My favorite song that I don't think will ever be beat is Next to Red. Next to Red, that song means so much to me that when he said that, it was like, yeah, it was like confirming as a fan of the music, as a friend, like that this is it's right, bro. I'll say this, Ryan is a great friend. I don't talk about a lot of my personal stuff between me and him because I don't think it's necessary. But I will say this. He supports the shit out of me, dude. Like, it's so awesome to know. Like, sometimes I open messages and he's like, bro, you got this. You're kicking ass. You're killing it. Like, to have somebody in your corner like that with the success that he has. And I'm, support your friends, support your homies. Like, that's a good feeling. And Next to Red, that to me is like the statement of that song. Like, don't ever think you're not good enough. Don't ever think because you're different that you ain't gonna stand out like everybody else. Like, don't ever let somebody tell you can't because of your skin color or because of the way you talk, the way you dress. Like, and having the backing from an individual like Ryan is it's an honor. And it's cool to know that he's a humble enough individual that he's going to talk up his friends and talk up his supporters in a positive manner, regardless of how successful he has become or has been in the past. So I thought that was really dope. And Next to Red is like, for me, that's like my anthem. That'll probably get played at my funeral.
You may be real, bro?
Yes.
I have a song called Next to Red. And the reason I do what I do is because rednecks and people from the South have been getting shit on forever. And they finally got somebody that will talk shit to absolutely anybody and do it slicker for them so they don't have to do it. And that's why I am the way I am. And that's all there is to it.
Awesome.
People like me, bro. People like me that, may have been in a little bit of trouble, but is trying to do better. People that's not trying to dwell on the past, but go forwards in the future. And, not be known, not a hillbilly or a redneck or a country motherfucker be known as something that is goofy or something like that, because we're not. We're the ones that's going to fucking shoot at people if they come over here and try to invade this country. We're the ones that's going to teach you how to get your own food. We're the ones that's going to be making your clothes. We're the one that's going to have the balls big enough to go dodge bullets for your ass. Absolutely. And that's what everybody needs to realize.
I love that. Amen. That's a great answer.
So tell me.
This next one I thought was super interesting, and it was cool to hear him say, because I knew that, but it's nice to know that Ryan's like telling everybody, hey, there's a reason why I come on the internet and I talk about the beef I have in the music industry and the problems I have with the individuals around me. It's because I want my fans to be able to see me for who I am and to see the people around me for who they are and allow them to be who they want to be. Like, that's one of the reasons why I support the shit out of Ryan so much, is because he allows us as fans, as friends, as artists, as whatever you are, as whatever your title is, to be yourself. and it's okay that, you know, people think certain ways about you, but I'm gonna at least lay everything out so that you can make your own opinion. And that's commendable, because there's a lot of people that won't do that. They see something behind closed doors, they'll keep it behind closed doors. And that's, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of hard to really, I think if he didn't tell us everything that was going on in the music industry, and he was up there screaming and yelling how he wanted the music industry to do better, and he wanted people not to try to use other people's downfalls for their financial gain. Because I think, especially with music, people, it's an emotional roller coaster that people go through in their daily life, and they turn to music, like I said, to kind of stabilize that chaos that they have and get out of the reality of what life is bringing them. And I think with Ryan coming out and talking to us about his problems in the music industry, it allows us as fans to have our own opinion based off of an inside view from the music industry. I respect him for that. I know he catches a lot of heat for that. I know there's channels on the internet that support Ryan that catch a lot of heat for that, because they do pass on the message of the issues Ryan has with the music industry, and people don't like that. People try to silence us. People try to say we're on drugs. I mean, the list goes on and on. And he actually talks about that further on in the interview. But yeah, so Ryan flat out says, like, when I have problems with the people in the music industry, I put it out on the internet.
How often do you post? Because that's a separation where you and I are moving in different places. I can't do the posting all the time. There's so many people that are logging into TikTok 5, 6, 7, 9 times a day. People that are doing all that. That's why I do the podcast.
Right.
Because it's a comfortable format for me. I love talking with people. I get to meet some new and interesting people and make new friends. And then we just chop it up and use it in all these other places. I'm not a guy that's going to get up and freaking post every day. I'm not.
Right.
That's not the world I grew up in. I'm not comfortable with it. I can't do it. I mean, how much are you posting? Are you doing it multiple times a week? What's your thought process? Just when you feel it?
I don't really have a process on it. Just kind of in the midst. If I'm fishing, if I'm building something, if I'm cleaning my yard, if I'm playing with my dogs or whatever I'm doing, I'll just pick it up and be like, hey, this is what I'm feeling right now, and put it back down.
Yeah.
Because I just want the people who follow me to listen to my shit to know where I'm standing at on everything at all
Like if
times.
there's something that pops up on the news, a cultural thing or anything that you hear going on that just kind of runs in your brain. Yeah, it's just something that you go with.
Yeah, it's mostly music stuff. Or if somebody's like kind of trying to stab at me or something, I'll be like, hey guys, look what they're doing. So they can see the whole process with me. So they can see not only me for who I am, but other people for who they are. Because I feel like they deserve that. You know, they're the ones paying for the tickets. They're the ones buying the merch. They're the ones listening to the music. They're the ones getting us to where we're at. So it's only right to be real and do them right.
How long?
Yeah, so that's crazy. He's basically saying, like, I'm telling you guys my personal issues with these dudes in the music industry so that you can make your own opinion on them. Here we are. There's also folks in this YouTube game that believe that certain people are not entitled to opinions. And that's why I rock with Ryan so much, because Ryan's like, you know what? Screw that. Have your opinions. Do what you want. If people don't like you, oh well. Just keep having your opinions. Don't let them change you. But they talk about, so Tracy Lawrence speaks on how he actually found Ryan through YouTube, and I thought that was pretty dope. But they also talk about how being yourself on YouTube and having a passion for uncovering the truth or trying to better understand what we call life or what we call earth or whatever it may be, that people get canceled left and right. That cancel culture does exist. And Ryan actually talks about like how he believes that exists, but he believes that it doesn't exist to the magnitude that we speak on it as, because he's still here. I thought that was crazy. It's like he has no fear, man. And he basically states that with this interview. Like, He calls out a lot of things in the industry, whether it be sound, frequencies. There's so many things that they go into. But I just thought it was really crazy to hear Tracy Lawrence say he found Ryan. Like, Tracy is a country music legend. So he found Ryan from YouTube, and he actually says he finds most of what he consumes as a music connoisseur from YouTube. I thought that was interesting.
I get bored, man. And I mean, I can spend hours going down some of the strangest rabbit holes and finding all kinds of weird stuff out there. And before they started clamping down on all that, after 2020, everything changed. Like, everybody that I followed on YouTube got shut down.
Oh, bro.
Everything I mean, everybody I followed got shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, it all went away. And none of the, I mean, I have a hard time finding things that really interest me.
Yeah. Same. I've been doing a lot of history, watching a lot of history, but not on your normal history platforms like History Channel or nothing like that. I've been finding like documentaries and stuff from the 40s.
Yeah.
And stuff like that are on like actual, like a real camera. So
the tour kicks off March 9th. They're in Nashville, opening it up. I can't wait. I will be there. I'm excited. We're like 12 days out or 10 days out or 11. I don't know. It's not much time. But the tour kicks off March 9th. Like I said, he's got 54 or 52 shows. You'll have to go back and watch the interview to know for sure. Blue Jeans 2 is out. I hope we get a part 2 after the tour's over with Tracy. I think this was a very informative interview, and it allowed us to kind of understand how Ryan started his music career, his direction that he's moving right now, the understanding that he has about music, and the understand he's got about everything surrounding social media. I think a lot of people think that Ryan's out here doing this for publicity or whatever. And with his answer talking about Next to Red and talking about how I want my fans to be able to have their opinion on somebody based off of what they see, not what they think they see. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you head on over to Tracy's podcast and check out his interview with Upchurch. I hope you guys have a great week. And remember, be nice to one another. Creek Squad!
But dude, I have to ask.
ask, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my answer first, so you can kind of smell what I'm stepping in. So what's an insult you've received that you're the most proud of? So mine would be from our band leader. He says that I tune like old people fuck, which means slowly and with precision, I assume. But so what's something like that for you?
I can't lie, bro. I can't remember anybody ever like insult me really.
Right.
Fuck, probably being like he's on drugs just because I'm good at stuff. That's about it.
Right.
That's the main one. He's on drugs. It's like, okay, well, if I'm on drugs, then a crackhead is doing better than you. So what does that mean? If I'm a crackhead, then why am I doing better, motherfucker? Like, boom. That's about it, though.
Right on.
They said my neck's too red. Yeah, they said my dream was a dead end. They said people like me don't trend. Said my slang won't ever get there. They said my neck was too red. Neck too red. Boy, your neck's too red. My neck's too red.
Is that a bird? No, it's a plane.
I say, who the best in the game? Captain Kurt ReActs. Captain Kurt ReActs. I say, who the best in the game? Captain Kurt ReActs. Captain Kurt ReActs. I say, who the best in the game? Captain Kurt ReActs. Captain Kurt ReActs. I say, who is doing big things?